When most people think of long lasting, stable relationships in Hollywood, names like Ice-T and Coco might not be the first to come to mind. And yet, their marriage has thrived for over 2 decades, despite Coco never fitting the traditional image of what a wife is expected to be. Today, we're diving into the Madonna complex. Yes, we're keeping it short for YouTube's sake, and what it exposes when the so called hot girl, the woman society deems not wifey material, actually gets married. Keep in mind, not fitting the mold of wife material isn't solely about appearance, though that's often where it's most visible. It's also about an entire way of being, a woman who, in one way or another, is unconventional and chooses to sidestep societal expectations. This conversation isn't about gossip, but about the deeply ingrained narratives that influence who men choose, why society reacts the way it does, and what it says about our views on marriage and desirability. I'll also draw parallels to other high profile couples like Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, and even Aisha Curry and Steph Curry to show how these double standards play out in very different ways. The Madonna complex, first identified by Sigmund Freud, is a psychological framework that divides women into two archetypes: the Madonna, pure, virtuous, nurturing, and marriage worthy; the vixen, sexually expressive, independent, and therefore unsuitable for long term commitment. This binary has been reinforced through religion, media, and centuries of social conditioning. It leaves little room for nuance, ignoring the reality that women can be both nurturing and sensual, respectable, and sexually confident. We still see it today, not only in celebrity coverage, but in everyday dating culture. Women who embrace overt sensuality are often viewed as fun for now, but not forever. And when a man does marry such a woman, people often ask, why? When Ice T met Coco in 2001, she was a swimsuit and lingerie model known for her curves, bold style, and unapologetic confidence. She was not what many would label as safe or subdued in appearance. The couple married the same year. Coco has always owned her form of sexuality, from body conscious fashion to a confident public persona. She didn't try to tone it down for respectability points, and Ice T didn't ask for her to. Over 20 years later, they're still together, raising their daughter Chanel and continuing to appear publicly as a united couple. The public has long questioned their marriage. For some, it's hard to reconcile the idea that a man could hold deep respect and unwavering loyalty for a woman so unapologetically provocative. Yet, their relationship stands as living proof that the Madonna complex overlooks a simple truth: desire refuses to be boxed in, no matter how firmly society insists it should be. Coco is a reminder that respectability is often a performance, one that many women feel pressured to give in exchange for social acceptance. The discomfort around her comes from the belief that sensuality and stability can't coexist. This belief harms women, but it also harms men. And this is where I want to make an important point. Misogyny and patriarchy hurt men too. When men are conditioned to marry based on societal approval instead of personal truth, it becomes a quiet disaster. Not only is he being dishonest with himself, but he's also being dishonest with his partner. Imagine being a woman who believes she's entering a marriage built on love, only to later learn that she was chosen because she felt safe, not desired. That's not love. That's emotional self preservation disguised as commitment. Don't get me wrong, safety in relationships is important, but safety rooted in ego, insecurity, or fear of abandonment isn't noble. It's selfish. Some men choose women they feel less attracted to because they assume she's less likely to leave. That's not intimacy, it's control. When Bezos began dating Sanchez after his divorce, criticism poured in. She was called too flashy, too sexy, and too much, despite being an accomplished pilot, journalist, and businesswoman. Like Coco, Sanchez embodies a brand of femininity that is both magnetic and socially scrutinized. Men who choose women like her often face murmurs that they've married down in respectability, while women frequently view her with a mix of intrigue and intimidation. On the flip side, take Aisha Curry. Years ago, she tweeted about how women were showing too much skin, saying she preferred to keep a sense of mystery and save her sensuality for her husband. But after transforming her body, her own style evolved, shifting her public image and revealing just how fluid and performative respectability can be. It also highlights the limits we place on ourselves and on others often stem from a lack of personal confidence. It's a reminder that women too can police other women, reinforcing internalized misogyny and perpetuating the same Madonna complex lens. This isn't to say marriage is the ultimate goal or prize. The point is to challenge how we define wife material. Nor am I suggesting that empowerment requires overt sexual expression. Many women have no interest in expressing themselves that way, and that's completely valid. As a self identified womanist, I support every woman's right to choose how she wants to show up in the world. As we all know, showing skin or being provocative doesn't automatically equate to greater confidence or self assurance. The real problem is when women suppress parts of themselves, whether sensuality, ambition, or personality, solely for approval. Many never fully explore who they are because they've been taught that self discovery could cost them love or respect. The healthier approach is honesty about who we are, what we want, and how we want to live. If two people enter a marriage knowing they are choosing companionship over deep passion, that's their right. They can choose companionship over deep desire. But deception, especially about attraction, breeds resentment. Coco is not the problem. Lauren Sanchez is not the problem. The problem is our narrow, outdated lens of what makes a woman worthy of love and commitment. It is entirely possible for a woman to be both sensual and maternal, magnetic and stable. These traits are not mutually exclusive. If more men gave themselves permission to marry the woman they truly want without fear of judgment, we might see fewer resentful unions and more lasting, fulfilling partnerships. Freud once said, "Where such men love, they have no desire, and where they desire, they cannot love." I'm no psychologist, but I believe men should be disturbed by this theory and how it plays out in real life. It strips them of their humanity and questions their capacity to love fully. So the next time someone says, "she's not wife material," ask yourself, who decided that? And why are we still letting them decide for us? This is Let's Tread Lightly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.